Hello, I'm Esoteric Essa, your tarot reader, psychic, intuitive, bruja astrologer. Welcome. This is your evergreen, timeless pick a card reading, only two piles, two options. What's next for you in career? What is next for you in career? So we have two options. Pile one is going to be this evil eye pendant. Pile two, scissors. Oh, look at that. They're both blue. Both blue. So, I mean, there could be messages for you in both of them. Sit, pause, think about it. Which pile? Pile one, pile two. I will meet you at your pile. Pile one chose this evil eye pendulum. Okay, let's get started. So, how are you going to know this is your pile? Like, how are you going to know this resonates for you? Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to comment. Don't forget to book a reading with me. The energy I'm getting for you as the viewer is currently in this present moment in time, you are at burnout. You've reached burnout or you're recovering from burnout. You definitely are sleepy. I'm recording this on the Scorpio full moon of 2025, May 12th during Taurus season. But again, you could be watching this in 2035. I don't know. You could be time traveling and have traveled back to 2007 and are watching this. Okay, I feel there's a lot of Aquarian energy here. Definitely feel a lot of air sign, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. Okay, love it, my people. Love it. Quirky group. But I do feel this group is tired. Like physically, you have this need to just rest and you're wanting to create more of a life of ease and manifest from this embodiment of not work harder, work smarter, be more intentional, be more in alignment, manifesting more from a restorative place of the balance and healed masculine and feminine energies. So I feel like you as a viewer, pile one, have been doing a lot of work with resting, recovering, but also rewiring your subconscious spine, moving out of fight or flight, moving out of scarcity, and you've been really trusting and leaning into knowing how to intuitively approach life. I'm getting like the panther, right? Like, a cat, a feline energy before it attacks its prey, before it pounces. The cat really is graceful, right? Alluring, right? It moves in silence with rhythm, with, like I'm just getting like when a feline paw touches the ground, it taps into and it tunes into the vibrations of the floor of the ground to get a better sense of the energy of the prey. So I feel this group's very grounded though. You're at a very grounded period of your life though. Like maybe you're moving out of burnout or you're avoiding burnout. But you feel grounded in the sense of like this is probably the most at peace you've been with yourself, the most self-accepting you've ever been with yourself, the more self-love, like the most like at one with yourself, like really just loving down on yourself. And I feel that this group has currently a deep connection to Pachamama, Mother Earth, to shamanism, and to all mother energies, feminine energies, mother archetype energies. Okay, let's get into tarot characteristics. How are you going to know this is your pile before we get into basically what's next for you in career? But let's just keep going into like your characteristics. And then we'll get into like where you're currently at in career and then what's forthcoming, what can you anticipate? What good news is on the horizon? So, current characteristics of pile one, those of you who chose this evil eye pendant, I feel that you also had like some sort of really big, great awakening during the Great Conjunction, which happened in 2021. So, maybe you had your Saturn return in 2020, 2021. Yeah, I'm getting heavy Saturn in Aquarius. This group has heavy Saturn Aquarius or Saturn North Node. Just heavy Aquarian energy, heavy 11th house placements for this group. If you don't have that, don't worry. We're getting into tarot characteristics. All right, characteristics. Yeah, you've done Seven of Wands, Ten of Wands, lots of fire sign energy. So you could have Aries, Leo, Sag in your chart. This is Pisces energy, but also Cancer with the moon. Okay. I feel that you like no matter what you do in life, whether it's personal or professional, you're loyal, super loyal. So maybe you have your Venus in a fixed sign, Venus Leo, Venus Aquarius, Venus Cappy, Venus Cancer. Okay. Um, when you're in, you're all in, you really apply yourself. But a lot of this has been to your detriment. Like I feel that this group, the current energy you're moving out of is taking on too much. This is the thing though, like I feel like y'all have like long periods of stamina where you go, 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 do, 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 which kind of is a little unhealthy, right? But you've been doing years long of running that energy of like go, 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 do, 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 achieve, achieve, whether it's corporate or entrepreneurship. And with the Seven of Wands and the Ten of Wands here, I feel like you also, like your current energy to describe you is you've gotten a lot better with your boundaries. You're you've prioritized what matters. Like you have a lot of responsibilities. This group has a lot of responsibilities. You wear a lot of hats. You take care of a lot of people. You have a lot of expectations of yourself and others of you. Um, you're a high achieving group. Your high achievers is the high achievers. But like you have learned now like what to take on, like what's worth you taking on, what's worth your time. And you're also getting better at having boundaries and standing your ground. I feel this group's very also committed to a dream, a vision currently in your life. You're like, I'm not going to abandon ship, right? Because you're very loyal people. You're like, I'm not going to abandon ship. Okay, I'm not going to give up now. Times are tough, times are hard. Like, if you want to be the CEO or the top of your field of work or well known for what it is that you do, like a master of craft, like I do get this group is into self-mastery. I do get this group takes what they do very seriously. Everything you do, you take very seriously. Sometimes you're a little bit too serious. I'm also getting this group is a little bit stoic and nonchalant. Okay, like you don't really like to let people know your butt hurt. Okay, especially when it comes to business, like I feel you've been betrayed, you've been backstabbed, whether it was like in a career 9 to 5, by a peer, by a boss, by an employer, by, I mean, people you've collaborated with. Let those wounds go. Let them go. You're not repeating those cycles anymore. When it comes to career and profession, you're not going to get backstabbed. Of course, don't be willy-nilly silly with decision making. Trust your gut. Make sure you're intuitively, vetting who you're connecting with or who you're allowing into your secrets or into your emotional sanctity. And you're getting better at that. So this is also a reminder, like, you're doing a great job trusting yourself. So trust yourself. Like, you're doing fabulous. You are learning how to trust yourself in a much more deeper, intimate way. Congratulations. You're doing really, really good. Okay. All right. So, yeah, this group also has just a couple more like characteristics. Okay. Large social group, very friendly, bubbly. You're great with socializing. You can fit into any group, any circle, but you do have to retreat every now and again because people overwhelm you. And because you can like you have such a strong third eye and you can read between the lines and you have a tendency to be a fixer and you can pick up on things that like other people can't like don't even know about themselves. And again, it's not from a judgmental space, but it's again like wanting to see people have a better quality of life, helping other people tap into embetterment, and you're learning how to be like a recovering, not a recovering people pleaser, but a recovering Captain Save-A-Ho. Because you're just like, I want everybody to have a beautiful life and to live their best self. And you're realizing like, I'll throw the life raft, but like at the end of the day, if you didn't know how to swim, why did you go in the ocean without a life jacket? Like you're also tapping into that hardcore, like I'm getting heavy Capricorn energy here. So this group probably has intense Saturn connections in their natal chart. Okay. At the same time, you're like, listen, also, I let a bitch know. All right, cool. So, where you're at currently in career, let's get into this. So, currently in career, I'm seeing the letters T, the letter J for initials. Maybe it's the place of work, the name of the company, or these are names, initials in your name, city, location, state. I feel this group has a connection to maybe photography, visual imagery, storytelling, marketing, branding, partnerships, aesthetics, design. So it could be just like on the side you do that if it's not professionally. Again, take what resonates, leave what doesn't, right? I also get a lot of Neptune and Pisces energy, so maybe um, I feel like maybe Neptune now is going to start transiting your midheaven, your first house, or your sixth house as well in your natal charts. Okay, so where are you at currently in career? Let's get it. Well, of course, this is why you're here, the Two of Pentacles. You're considering weighing your options, right? Okay, so we know with the lovers, two cards of choices. But what are you juggling? I feel like you're juggling trying to make something work. I don't know if you're okay, heavy entrepreneur, heavy business vibes, small business owner. You run a team, you run a project. Even if it's like you oversee an assistant or a small team or your own business. But you definitely with this Queen of Pentacles, you don't have to be a feminine watching, but you have a lot of eyes and attention on you. Currently, what you do garners a lot of attention, whether it's a lot of people have opinions about it or it affects a lot of people, it influences a lot of people, whether it's just like it's such a huge important department or such a huge important budget or project initiative that there's a lot of success writing on this or people are looking to you to make success of something. Maybe you're a talent manager, maybe you're in PR. Or again, it's just like something that what you do and you create gets a lot of publicizing, a lot of notoriety, a lot of scrutiny, a lot of love, a lot of attention. Okay. Um, so currently in career, you're also trying to prioritize with this Two of Pentacles, asking for clarification. So we got Queen of Pentacles, the Star card, the Tower, the Nine of Pentacles. Whew, there are some big decisions on scaling back, cutting back. Maybe you have to do some budget cuts and layoffs. Maybe you're gonna have some tough conversations, reduce pay, let people go, get rid of certain services, maybe walk away from a business even, or walk away from a certain lifestyle. You might have to downsize right now, or the business is having to downsize, or you're really having to prioritize where we're funneling money, where we're funneling attention and intention for maximum effort no matter what year you're watching this in, okay? But you are being tasked with some sort of drastic decision that you know has to affect a lot of people or it's going to affect something significantly. And I feel it's with your own lifestyle. Um, I feel you're also juggling like a passion project and then having to be really practical with like a corporate or a profession. Or maybe there's an aspect of business that you know pays the bills. It's, whatever. You just do it because you got to do it. You ain't so passionate about it. But this other part that you're really passionate about, whether it's like a business, a hobby, you're still trying to keep that vision alive. You're like, I don't want to abandon ship or I don't want to let go of like this process, this implementation of, that I've instituted, that I've implemented in the department or among the team. And so this is where you're at. This is where you're at. Do I move away? Right? Do I hold on? Do I let go or do I stay? This doesn't seem like you're completely leaving a business, leaving a career. It's about more so a lifestyle and approach or holding on to a vision and really doubling down and seeing like risk or reward, like the payoffs here. Like this is the time. This is the time of crises you know, where the bar gold is found in the deepest, deepest, deepest darkest cavern of the mind, right? Do we keep navigating by blind fate? I don't know. Okay, let's see if maybe just um industries or topics connected to your profession. So you don't have to take this super literal, okay? These are just like extra clarifications, extra things to resonate. So, what kind of field of work or industries or aspects of life do you touch on in profession? Let's see. For pile one, those who chose Evil Eye Pendant. Yeah, okay. So, first card out is the visionary card. So, you could be, oh no, sorry. This is doctor nurse. So, you could work in healing, therapeutic, helping other people heal, health, nutrition, helping other people with their well-being, heart-centered work, work of service, being of service to other people, interpreting knowledge and information, and helping other people apply it to their life for their better good, their better quality of life. So acts of caring, acts of service, being of assistance to other people. We also got actor entertainment, so maybe just work in the entertainment industry, or you work with other actors, you work with talent. Again, I'm getting like PR. What a random group, right? PR and doctors. Um, so scientist, so I mean, that's so broad, right? Investigation. So it could be like having, again, to put together information, having to research, having to scour and put puzzles together. So maybe you have Mercury and Scorpio, Venus and Scorpio, Scorpio third house, Pluto third house, Jupiter and Scorpio. Like you probably like crime podcasts, um, the ID channel, like murder mysteries. You could also be a musician, an environmentalist, so doing something for the environment or for a specific community, a certain niche, creating creating, with the musician, maybe literally creating music or again working in the entertainment industry instead of sort of capacity. All right, leaving it there. Here we go. Okay, so what's on the horizon? What good is incoming? What's next for you in career? Let's do this. Let's go back to tarot for pile one. What's next at this moment in time, this point in their timeline of life, no matter when they're watching this for pile ones? Yeah, I just get very stubborn energy. Maybe you got lots of Leo, Leo moon, or maybe your moon is conjunct your natal in your solar return chart. Your Mars conjunct your moon. What's next for pile one? Okay, we got the Ace of Swords. You're getting clarity. You're getting insight. The epiphany's here. What else? The Eight of Pentacles about where to put your efforts, what to strive towards. It's looking good. It's looking good. The Ten of Pentacles. Heck yes. The Ten of Pentacles. Building that stability, building fortitude, success, the greater good of a community, keeping a bond strong, being able to keep tight-knit relationships intact. Okay, okay, okay. Things were looking scary earlier, right? Six of Wands and the Devil. Okay, this is a relentless approach, a relentless dedication to I'm gonna be victorious no matter what. And it's not so much like for selfish motives of like I want to be the savior. I want to be recognized. Like a little bit of healthy ego, a little bit sure. But what's next for you with the Devil and the Six of Wands is you're probably going to get pretty soon, you're going to have some sort of amazing breakthrough, some sort of download to be able to literally rescue an idea, save a team. It's like the Hail Marys coming in. I don't know if you're landing a big sponsorship, a big deal, or somehow your team is, because your team produces great results, high quality, your team, your staff, or whatever you oversee just has great ROI, return on investment, or like, I don't know, like, your team has the least dings against it. Whatever you get graded for, whatever you get measured upon for success. So you're being saved in a way, or your team's being exempt. Like, oh yeah, we're not going to worry about Scott's team or, Janet's team, Lorena's team. They're good. They're good. Okay, we're going to script by them. Yeah. But anyways, so with the Ace of Swords and the Eight of Pentacles, what's next for you in career? You're going to get some really good news. You're going to get good news. You're going to get some sort of like monetary, in like money coming back to you, making up for money loss. I do feel that there's like an important new contact or alliance being made. But this Ten of Pentacles, are you being able to rely on your Rolodex? Rely on your high-powered, high network, high profile contacts, connections. So maybe it's because you have a good relationship with the CEO or a good relationship with the president. You're able to talk to your senior manager or your director, and they're able to leverage, again, my team does this, my department has done this. With the devil and the Six of Wands, though, going back to this, what's next for you in career? You're gonna get, again, some sort of pat on the back, some sort of congratulatory message, but you're also gonna get some hate with it. I mean, success comes with a cost. It is what it is. If you're not ready to piss people off, you're not ready to be successful. And this is your moment here. What's next in career is you're going to achieve something. You're going to fascinate people with how did you pull that up or how did you come out with that? But at the same time, it's going to give you a lot of attention. It's going to set you apart. It's going to boost you socially or even in your niche. And people are going to gossip or smear your name in a way, but don't let it get to you with the devil. Don't be tempted by that. Don't be tempted by that energy. I did it with integrity. I did it with, hard work and elbow grease, or my team knows what they're doing. They're the fucking shit. Or, like, no, I didn't sleep with someone to get that interview or that job, whatever. I don't know. I'm even hearing salacious stuff. But with the Six of Wands and the devil here, this is also keeping your temperament calm, keeping your cool, not letting people get under your skin, okay? Taking the moral ground, the high road. You're also going to feel like this infectious buzz of like, I'm on a high, I'm on cloud nine, we did that, because there's so much to be proud of. Like, woo, we did it, we pulled it. We got a win, we got a W, we achieved that. Yes, I'm awesome, or we're awesome. So bask in that glory. Allow yourself to celebrate. So there is something good coming in. And with the Ace of Swords and the Eight of Pentacles, if you were looking to pitch yourself for something, land some sort of deal or an interview, this is definite, like, we have our eye on you. Um, we want you. So like an employer or a brand, a client, whatever this third party, thing is, they're going to do with the devil and the Six of Wands, whatever it takes to keep you, to not let you go, to snag you. They're going to incentivize you. There's a lot of temptation. Like, yeah, we'll pay for your trip to travel. We'll pay for your school. We're going to go to the top of the budget and we're just going to max out and give you that top of the budget salary. Like, we want to keep you. Like, there's something, again, of like good news on the horizon and people really wanting to make sure that they're letting you know how much they recognize and value your worth and they see it. Others are going to be offended and um and what's the word I'm thinking of? Threatened by it. And other people are just going to be like, oh my God, they can't stop singing your praises and they're going to be obsessed with you in a way. Like, oh, did you talk to Jessica? Oh my God, talk to Tommy. Did you ask Tommy yet? Go to Tommy, go to Tommy. Tommy, Tommy, Tommy. Jessica has the answers. Jessica, Jessica, Jessica. And all of a sudden it's like, oh my God, I'm Captain Save-A-Ho again. I'm trying to get out of that energy. Tommy has the answers. Jessica has the answers. Et cetera, et cetera. Okay. So that's what's next. Okay. Let me know. Let me know. how that resonates. Okay. Moving on to pile two. Pile two, you chose the scissors. You need to cut it. You need to cut it, pile two. What's that song again? Cut it. What's that song? Let me look it up real quick. So this is a musical group. Maybe there's a little bit of something in pile one for you. I'll look it up. Oh yeah, by OT Genesis. OT Genesis. I don't want to play because I don't want to get dinged, but Cut It by OT Genesis. Okay, so probably a bunch of millennials watching pile two. All right, so let's get into like how are you gonna know this is your pile? Like let's start tuning into your energy so that way you can see, is this your pile? Should you keep watching? Does this resonate? So the energy of pile two, let's see. Um, pile two, very tech savvy, you're super into technology. Maybe you're a tech bro, maybe you're into the latest apps. I'm getting a lot of Scorpio energy for this group, a lot of Taurus energy for this group, Aries energy, so you can have Aries placements in your chart. I feel like some of you are influencers on TikTok or you're live streamers, maybe you live stream. Some of you are into high fashion, jewelry, jewelry industry. Some of you just got married or you're renewing your vows. Energy of pile two. The feminine's watching, most of you have long hair. I'm getting a lot of authors, illustrators, writers, graphic designers. Maybe you do children's books or you work with children in some sort of capacity. Oh my God, what's her name? What's her name? Miss Molly? That big YouTuber for kids? Hello. What's her name? Is she watching? Imagine. Oh goodness, I can't. Okay, so definitely feel like this group's a very traditional group. You don't like taking risks. You're super practical, super logical, super right-brained, very conservative people. So a lot of earth energy, a lot of earth sign energy in this group. You definitely don't like to take risks, like unless you know there is a payoff. Okay, so y'all definitely, don't make risky moves. You're very reliable people. I do feel you've recently been tempted by another offer or like there's a dangling carrot of like, oh my God, like there's an opportunity that opened up, whether it's like another company, your dream company, or like you've gotten funding or like some sort of opportunity to go after a dream and a desire. You're like, but it's super risky because where I'm at, there's so much stability, there's so much stable energy. Like I'd be crazy to make a move right now, right? Gemini energy. You could be currently having Jupiter transiting your midheaven at this time of this reading in your natal chart. I'm hearing Tejano, Tejano, Chicana, Chicano. So maybe people from Texas are watching. Getting a connection to Boyle Heights, East LA, Silver Lake. I know that's like super, super particular. I mean, you're like, I'm from Finland. I don't even know where that's at. Okay, some of you are oracle readers, spiritualists. You have your own spiritual business as well. This group is deeply connected to Archangel Michael. You have a connection to Egypt. All right, so let's get into characteristics of like with the tarot, like how do you know this is your pile two? Okay, those are just channeled messages. All right, we got the Seven of Pentacles. Some of you maybe work in health, nutrition, grocery, supermarkets, grocery clerk, or food industry. All right. So current characteristics, we got the Seven of Pentacles. This is not your current state of like work, like what's happening in work. This is again just describing your energy right now, here and now, in this state of life, in this timeline, where this reading is finding you. This is going to describe your energy, your archetype, like your mindset, your embodiment, how a tarot reader would describe you. Page of Swords, Knight of Cups. I feel like, okay, all right. I feel like you are just like in this energy of temptation, wandering eye. You're just like, whew, everything looks glittery, glitzy, glamorous. What about this? What about that? Like, okay, I definitely feel like you have an insatiable mind. You have a very curious mind. You have a brilliant mind. I feel you're a very creative group. What's that movie like the creative spotless mind? I'm not a movie person, y'all. I'm really not. I try. So your current state with the Seven of Pentacles is you feel dissatisfied. Like you really feel like meh. The first group was totally different energy. This group, you're like dragging your feet. You're like, I'm really so unmotivated right now. I'm unmotivated, and a lot of things are looking real good off other people's menu. I'm tired of eating boiled chicken and white rice. So maybe you've had like again a strict routine structure, like maybe even your nutrition, like your health, and you're just like boredom. I need change in life, baby. You're itching for change. And with this Knight of Cups here, you're like, um, I'm ready. I'm ready for new. I'm ready to collaborate. But the Knight of Cups is kind of like it's a Casanova energy, where the Knight of Wands is more of like that short-term, quick, lustful lover. The Knight of Cups is he won't necessarily love bomb you, but he'll do what he needs to do to get what he wants. But at the same time, he leaves you in a whirlwind of emotions. You're like, whoa, like, was that fantasy? Because it was the best fantasy I was ever living. And so I feel right now you're really questioning like your timelines. Like, I have this fantasy, I have this dream, I have this imagination. And you are a creator of your reality. I feel like pile two, you're a powerful manifester. You've manifested many things, but you are kind of doubting, like, I feel where you're at currently in this state of life with the Page of Swords and the Knight of Cups. You have tons of ideas, you don't know how to execute. You have a lot of curiosity, you have a lot of knowledge and information, you have a lot of temptation, but you don't know how to go about thickening the plot. You know, you're like, with this Page of Swords, you're still generating ideas on how can I make this job more worthwhile or this life I've chosen. Because I feel like you've dedicated a lot of time and energy and effort to a career or a place of work. This could be these people who like maybe y'all like got PhDs, masters, your attorneys, like like you've studied neuroscientists, like you studied something that you've really dedicated your life to, like an educator, a professor. And you spent a lot of lengthy time developing and cultivating and creating, cultivate and create. Maybe you guys like cultivate and create on Instagram. And you're like, okay, like this is getting a little bit dry and cut. And it's kind of like, how do we spice up the bedroom? I don't necessarily want to leave my lover, but I'm tempted. And I'm tempted about all the options I can incorporate in the bedroom or with said lover. And said lover in the bedroom is your career and profession, by the way, okay? It's not a love or 18 plus reading. So right now, you're like, look, I'm not necessarily trying to make any big moves, but I do want to shake things up. I'm bored. Things are a little tired and played out. Am I interested in new offers? Yeah. But if what I currently have could zhuzh it up a bit, and maybe that's doing an interdepartmental change, maybe that's like, I'm tired of, doing this part of accounting. Can I do this of accounting instead? You're open. You're open to exploration. This group's definitely open to exploration. You're still generating ideas, but you don't know necessarily how to execute the plan, okay? But you want more new experiences. You also want to learn a new skill set because this group likes to learn. So heavy Gemini Sagittarius axis. Okay, so this is the forever student teacher of life pile. All right, so this is how you know who you are. If not, go to pile one, or maybe this just isn't your reading next time. Okay, so, oh yeah. Let me just pull some of these archetype cards just like to further clarify and double down. So like what kind of industry are you in? What kind of field of work? What characteristics of work or like archetypes of like areas of life that your work touches on? Again, like take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Like again, we don't need to force it. Okay, like if the chef card comes up and you're like, but I'm a ballerina dancer. Like, okay, you're not a chef. That's fine, but everything else in the reading resonates. Like totally like vibe with it. All right, here we go. I do feel you work in some sort of uppity, stuffy, white collar, or highly reputable, strict, indoctrinated, patriarchal, institutional, rigid uh, environment or with those kind of personalities. So maybe it's like an outdated field. There you go. First card out is judge. So justice, law. We also got doctor, nurse, healing. Couple more, okay? Just three more. Electrician, building. Maybe you work for a developer. Maybe you work for Tesla or like space exploration. Neuralink. Who's watching? We got stylist, art. So I don't know. I feel like ballerina could fall into that, right? Like stylist. Okay. We also got holistic healer, healing. And the last card out, first responder. So yeah. Again, if those don't apply to you, like don't trip. Everything else feels good. It feels good. Let's roll with it. All right, so now we're getting into back to tarot. What's next for you in career? What's coming in? What's coming in next for piles twos? Maybe you have an East Coast connection, New Jersey, Italian connection, Boston. Maybe you have some sort of accent. Maybe you're from the down south, dirty south. I love channeling and reading tarot because it's just so random and fun, connecting with personalities and energies. All right, let's do this. Pile two, those who chose the scissors, you need to cut it. I want you to bless OT Genesis after this reading, please, and tag me in your stories. All right, what's next? Eight of Swords and the Hangman. I feel like that's describing everything we just talked about right now. Eight of Swords, the Hangman, the Nine of Cups, Strength card. All right, hold the line. Y'all ain't doing shit. Y'all all talk, all fantasy. It was fun to dream. Maybe you work in like AI, metaverse, meta again. Be like, look, my avatar. Got a whole ass different life than my everyday real personality, okay? You Sims it up on Sims, you a baddie? Baddies. She was a fairy. Yep, yep. Okay. Um, very, very funny group. Okay, heavy Scorpio, heavy Leo, heavy Virgo. So what's next? We got the Eight of Swords and the Hanged Man. Well, I see you being grateful, tapping back into gratitude and saying, you know what? What am I complaining for? Life's good. I'm set. But I see you finding ways with the Hangman and Nine of Cups to like, add a little bit of zhuzh, a little bit spruce it up here and there. We ain't always gotta, I don't know what it is with the bedroom talk and the bedroom innuendos. You almost have a lit sacral chakra. Stop. I don't want to get dinged. Okay. With the Nine of Cups and the Hangman, see that you're finding room to like expand what you do from the mundane and like bring in more leisure and more play in unconventional ways that still are appropriate, aren't too, they don't discredit you or they don't create a mockery. What do I mean by that? So maybe you're an attorney, but you have a very well-established career at a law firm or whatever for yourself, you work for yourself, whatever, but like somehow you build a lifestyle brand or a lifestyle blog or you live stream on TikTok, the life of an attorney, the life of a lawyer. And then every now and again, you're getting little brand deals and these campaigns. And when I mean little, it's like here and there, what you can, what your workload can carry. Because I do see this group has a very heavy capacity of like work and responsibility. So it's like you're finding ways to also have like a sidebar life, sidebar conversation connected to your influence, connected to your area of expertise. So you could still focus on yourself with the strength card. But with the strength card, like you're not doing anything crazy. What's next for you in career is like you're definitely not moving, you're not pivoting, you're not leaving that tenure, you're not like throwing away your doctoral, you're not doctorate degree, whatever, you're not throwing away your master's. You're like, look, I've dedicated the time, I put in the time, but you're like, I'm gonna make lemonade out of lemons and we're gonna have fun and we're gonna spruce it up. And guess what? With the Nine of Cups and the Strength card, I see you being like a local celebrity or like, um, in your own right, like being a star, an influencer. That doesn't have to be literally like on social media. It could just be like within your organization, you get chosen to be the one to do the Zoom calls or the panels, like to represent on behalf of the company for this corporate panel of this big summit of all these Fortune 500s. We're going to choose you because you got the personality, you got the riz, you're dope, you're cool, you're in tune, you're hip, but you still have respect. You still can speak, from affluence and authority. And so you fit the bill. So like, you're going on this domestic tour. You traveling the states and you're having a 5-city tour. I don't know, something like that. What's next? Okay. Yeah, definitely see you okay with the Hierophant and the Ten of Wands. Also, this group is definitely getting some sort of promotion. So again, whatever's next in seniority for you, you're getting it. So whether that's like you're becoming partner at a law firm or um like if you're a doctor and you've hit like tenure there, like I don't know, you're reaching like, all right, I'm safe now. Like I've reached like this high level because look at all these tens. Ten of Pentacles, Ten of Wands, and the Hierophant here. And then the Six of Pentacles. Like You might have felt like at some point, like, man, I work hard for this company. I work hard for this employer. Like I gave them my life. I gave them my best years. I gave them my youth. But you're getting something back in return. And so they are recognizing that. If you don't work for an employer, what I do see here is with the Hierophant, um, being respected as like this prestigious voice, as a mentor. You're now being seen as an elder or a mentor. So maybe you're getting bestowed upon you some sort of special legacy, label, name, title. Maybe you're being like by the elders being bestowed the title of curandera, curandero. Um, so there's again like something local, like local celebrity, local vote, like internal conversations, recognizing you. We like them. We like this person. We like pile two, the viewer pile two. They have a great personality. They don't think they're too big for their bridges, but they got the confidence, like they walk the walk. Their shoulders are straight. They got fabulous posture. They got a smile, beautiful smile, and a nice ass personality. Let's give this to them. Let's give them this opportunity. So there is something new coming in, and you're also creating sidebar conversations, sidebar opportunities, sidebar money. And I see two opportunities here, like maybe two collaborations, two partnerships, two offers, two deals. Hey, we have these two new avenues, these two new paths have opened up. You could do this and you could do that within the company. What do you want to do? Or if you're an independent contractor, an entrepreneur, you work for yourself. I see business doing really good, business picking up, business being solid. And then you also being offered like a personal brand opportunity or like again, like you being stand out, like silhouette, like you being a star in your own right, outside of a company, outside of something you own. Okay, I hope that makes sense. That's what's next for you in career. Let me know how this resonated and what you think and all that jazz and all that jazz. And all the jazz. What movie is that from? And all that jazz. Okay, maybe this group is very musical and you like Ariana Grande. I'm gonna leave it there. Don't forget to subscribe. You could book a one-on-one with me. Soluminati.com. I'm esoteric Essa. I'm doing the most right now. I appreciate you. May you stay safe, happy, healthy, and may you manifest wisely. Bye.